guys, so I'm gonna stream more Lucid 9. Feel like I've been playing it for so long, but I'm probably not near the end. Okay, so... oh damn, I forgot. I wanted to check something. So I can't skip through this. I wanted to check this before, because these two, the same result. I didn't try the dog, so I'm gonna try the dog. Dog, I guess. She smirks at Shigeru, who sends me a look of horror. So yeah, no matter what you do, it's the same reaction, it looks like. Ishama, we'll need another talk concerning your pay. Natsuki cheerily vanishes into an adjacent room. When she emerges after a few minutes, she's holding a full-size dog costume. Put this on, Enomoto. Grumbling, Shigeru yanks the costume over her clothes and zips it up. Wait, what? There, satisfied? She really put it on. Give me a nice loud bow wow. Bow wow. Seeing Shigeru so subdued is pretty unnerving. I can't believe that such a proud person would stoop so low. Yep. Same. Just what kind of person is this Natsuki? Now Yama Ishimoto, a dog is incapable of speaking English, so you'll have to be Shigeru's mouthpiece. Before that, however, I believe we have some catching up to do. What are you, an ordinary, ignorant civilian, doing caught up in a nasty business like student murders? I want to look for Shigeru. I want to fight for what's right. Yeah, well, the main character doesn't really seem to care about, you know, people, so I want to work for Shigeru, sure. I work for Shigeru. Dear Enomoto picked you to work for her? Oh, isn't that precious? Two useless fools bumbling around together. You're harsh, lady. There, I have a whole bunch of those saves now. Washed up, headstrong detective who is blinded at the first sign of murder, and an irresponsible, selfish teenager who takes nothing seriously. Isn't Shigeru a professional detective? I guess I'll say that. I don't know if some of the things in this seem like they don't make any difference at all. Like some games are like that, but I know this, I'm pretty sure this game has multiple endings. I saw. I looked into it like a little bit. I didn't want to like spoil the game though, so. Sure. Isn't Shigeru a professional detective? Natsuki's grin widens. Please, that amateur? She shouldn't be sticking her nose in these sorts of things. Both of you should be leaving this to the professionals. With your level of incompetency, even a fountain of information would be of little use. Can't exactly say that the police are doing a much better job. Please, the police are about as professional as taco-selling clowns. Oh, nice. Are you not aware of the pathetic state of their CCTV coverage? Why, one can hardly see anything that happens around the city. I'm sure Enomoto found this as an unpleasant surprise while she was investigating into the school. Really, the student's obsession with privacy is just adorable. Think how easy the killer could be caught with a few more camera installations. That's true. Shigeru visibly grits her teeth at this, but to her credit, she says nothing. I, on the other hand, have to clench my hands against the underside of the table to keep my temper. Still, we want it. Oh. What are you going to do with it? Look at it because it's pretty? I'm gonna sell it like you. I'm gonna help others. I don't know. Help others, I guess. I'll use it to save lives and stop this repulsive killer. I did save, so I can always go back, I guess, and change it, but I'm just gonna play through, however. Oh, how childish. I'd rather be childish than a pretentious jerk. She only laughs at this. You're cute. Maybe I should keep you. Can I keep him, Enomoto? I will then. Ahaha. She waves her index finger at Shigeru. What are dogs supposed to say, Enomoto? Pow wow. I think that means I can keep you. Her treatment of Shigeru sends a spiral of nausea straight into my gut. What a deplorable human being. I don't even have an answer for her. Natsuki evaluates my expression for a long moment, and something in her face changes slightly. Would you like a drink? Well, that wasn't sudden at all. What, are you gonna poison it? That's a bit rude. Bit of a rude assumption. Not exactly a baseless one. I do show courtesy to my guests. Yeah, because you've been so very courteous. She continues to examine me, a slight smirk pulling at her lips. Good to know you aren't as weak as you appear. Would you like coffee, tea, milk? Some manners would be nice. She ignores this, heading out of the room. She faintly calls behind her as she leaves. I wonder what our little puppy should have. I do have a rotten bone I've been meaning to throw away. Maybe she can chew on it. Shigeru huffs at this, but keeps her mouth shut until Natsuki has completely left the room, then pulls herself over to me, her voice low and urgent. Take control of the conversation and get the information. I can't stand much more of this. How am I supposed to do that? I don't even have enough. Oh, I don't even know enough about the case. Natsuki has amazing connections. She has information a lot of others don't. And so long as I pay her what she wants, we can get it from her. What am I supposed to ask about? Shigeru opens her mouth to answer, but as Natsuki's approaching footsteps, she quickly shrinks back onto her cushion. This lady's kind of a biatch. Natsuki re-enters the room, placing a glass of iced tea before me and a glass of water before Shigeru. I surreptitiously sniff it, which she catches. Well, a lot of poisons you can't sniff. If you don't mind indirect kisses, I could zip it for you to prove it isn't poisoned. I'll pass. She smirks, settling on the couch. Guess this is my chance to ask some questions. So how do you and Shigeru know each other? Shigeru shoots me a dark glance as if to say, what does that have to do with anything, but I ignore it. As you may have noticed, we have this symbiotic exchange from time to time. I have information that she needs, so she pays me for it. How can we know that this information is reliable? You could be lying to us. Natsuki raises an eyebrow, seemingly impressed. How's that impressive? Enomoto thought the same on our very first interaction, so I gave her a free trial period. She's yet to find me wrong. Isn't that right, doggy? Well, bow wow. There you have it. She turns to me expectantly as if waiting for my move. I wonder what I should ask about. The culprit, the victims, links or ties. I don't know. Culprit seems, I don't know, links or ties. Because if she knew who it was. Is this case related to any other cases, or perhaps there's some info that we can merge? Ah, now you're asking the right questions. You know, the two of you have been so experimentary that I'll even give you a little treat. What do you say? Sure, I guess. Natsuki doesn't seem to be fazed by my lack of enthusiasm. She slowly leans forward, enunciating each syllable with painstaking precision. The independent killings. These mean nothing to me, but Shigeru immediately bolts upright, her eyes glimmering with excitement. To Tanaka, you must. We're not in Narnia, Enomoto. Talking animals do not exist. Shigeru sullenly settles to the ground, but I can't. Oh, but I can tell that this is a vital breaking point. I guess I made the right choice. What are the independent killings? For the past 2 years, 2.5 perhaps, there have been sporadic, brutal murders all around Insemu. Innocent civilians with no relation to one another were massacred in the most terrible of deaths, left as bleeding corpses in the streets. The only connection was their time of death, which was always at night, and their autopsies death by blood loss from uncountable lacerations. Uncountable lacerations. My head spins. My vision from the forest this morning re-enters my thoughts. What does that even mean? They were cut to pieces, skinned alive, sliced until the life bled out of them. Is Natsuki implying that the 3 students at the academy went through something like that? How could no one know about this? The police did their utmost to conceal knowledge from the public, lest even more chaos fall on the city. That seems kind of weird. No one would not find out, you know. We deserve to know when these things happen. Oh, Ishimoto, the last thing you want to do is tell a herd of sheep that there's a wolf in their midst. The way she says this as if she's right and that's all there is to it irritates me, but I have to push it away in order to continue the conversation. So you're saying that this case is the same as the independent killings? Did I say that? Then the killer is the same? Did I say that? Shigeru leaps forward, words tumbling excitedly out of her mouth. The killer is one and the same for the longest time. Hush, Enomoto. Remember, dogs can't speak. Shigeru withdraws, a dark glare in her eyes. Why do you treat Shigeru like that? You can say that even after seeing how she treats everyone around her? Yeah, I guess that's true. She pretends as if everyone around her is trashed beneath her feet. I'm simply giving her a taste of her own medicine. That's not exactly the best line of logic, but I guess if I had power over Shigeru, I wouldn't want her to forget in a hurry. Still, this method just feels wrong. Even if I have a hard time stomaching her treatment, I'm not even going through it. It'd be better if I could consult her. I'm not sure what to ask. Then how about something more interesting? Such as, she lounges against the couch. Well, for one, yesterday you were in a most compromising position with Rui Hayata on the Ferris wheel. Why is this lady like a stalker? A bolt of ice plunges into my stomach. I thought she only knew general information, mystery information, crime information. How could she know about that? Seems there's quite an interesting story behind that. Who told you? You presume that someone needed to tell me in order for me to know. Did you access the security cameras? That's certainly an interesting possibility. Nothing she says is satisfactory. Nothing. How did you know? How did you know about that? The same way I know that you were in District 6 3 nights ago on Enomoto's ridiculous capacity test. The same way I know that you watched a most entertaining, albeit mindless robot fighting at the theme park. The same way I know that your apartment key code is frankly pitiful, 14789. Wow, she knows a lot. She pauses, her eyes glittering in amusement. I'd be really creeped out. Womanly intuition. She's insane. I make it my business to know everything, Ishimoto. I work to speak past my dry throat. No one can know everything. No one. You're right, I just know everything that matters. I raise the glass of iced tea to my lips, but my hands are shaking. Why are you telling me this? Because, well, I have a little message for you. She elegantly rises to her feet, but her eyes have regained their cold sheen. Back off, Yami Ishimoto. You don't know what you're dealing with. She grabs a glass from my frozen hands and heads to the kitchen. Don't forget the animal on your way out. Shigeru, who's seething with a mixture of rage and humiliation, promptly rips off the costume. Well, we didn't get that much information. That sucks. Tanaka, you are withhold. Natsuki swiftly whips around, staring Shigeru dead in the eyes. Then, in one fluid motion, she stuffs something into Shigeru's pocket and whisks into the kitchen. Shigeru stares at whatever Natsuki gave to her, then motions sharply to me. Ishimoto, we are leaving now. I don't even get a say as I'm forcibly dragged out of the apartment and back to the street. We stagger into the cutting night air. Out of breath and stooped over in shock, I take a moment to gather my thoughts before I can force out any words. Why did you bring me here? To be miserable? To show me I was in over my head? To give me yet another reason why I'm an incompetent subordinate? I can't handle her alone. I don't think we handled her together. Actually, that was the most bearable she's ever been. Either my Shigeru translator just became embedded in my subconscious, or this woman is speaking like everyone else. Not only that, but she actually gave me a compliment that wasn't backhanded. Who is this imposter, and what has she done with Shigeru? Nevertheless, Ishimoto, you're fired. Well, that didn't last long. Wait, what? Did she just call me by... But wait, she's firing me? Yes, I'm firing you. You have fulfilled all necessary services. I no longer see reason to expend resources on a useless assistant. She seems almost back to normal. Almost. But it's too abrupt for me to believe that she's being genuine. If you interfere with my work, I'll have you detained. I have connections with the police. I would prefer not to use it, but I will if I must. Why? Oddly enough, Shigeru seems to falter at this simple inquiry. It's for your own safety. You must trust me. Trust? That's a nice word. And this has nothing to do with Natsuki's warning on how I should stay out of this? Truly, you are my assistant for a reason. What's that supposed to mean? It's a little out of... Oh, it is of little consequence. You are fired because you no longer fit the job. I clench my jaw to hold back a pulse of anger, which was basically being an errand boy. Pardon me if I fail to see the extensive qualifications that an errand boy needs to fulfill. Let me tell you my own theory, huh? The independent killings, you know an awful lot about them, considering that they're supposed to be hidden from the general public. You were involved in those cases in some way, weren't you? And then you noticed that 2 students had disappeared from the allegedly impervious academy. Something clued you in that they had to be tied to the independent killings. Maybe it was evidence, probably just intuition, considering you had to get Natsuki to confirm it for you. Ishimoto, you do not understand. So you saw that students were disappearing from the academy, and 4 days ago you decided you needed to get inside and figure out for yourself what was happening. The security's tight. You couldn't hope to just snoop around unless someone willingly let you in. In the midst of my indignant wrath, the puzzle pieces began to shuffle into place, pulling together faint memories that I thought I'd forgotten. So you had to approach a student. You had to make a specific connection, someone who would let you investigate the school without asking any questions. You hired me before you were officially brought into the investigation after all. Well, it's true, isn't it? You just needed to use me to access the academy. That's why you approached me on the street that day. Go home, Ishimoto. She says this wearily. I can only sigh in disbelief. Then what was the test for, or that test for? Why did you sent me to some place that was dangerous, some place I couldn't handle? But I had, and I did, and I solved all her stupid little puzzles. I had proven myself fair and square. For what? For being tossed away like garbage. No, now I understand. What upsets me is not that Shigeru approached me with ulterior motives. I expect ulterior motives from everyone. What upsets me is what she's doing now. Tell me how. Ishimoto. Tell me, Shigeru, how do I prove myself? Give me some riddle or logic puzzle, or I don't know, a complicated piece of Sudoku. I'm supposed to help. Oh, I'm supposed to help, supposed to be your assistant. Shigeru slams her foot into the nearest trash can. It doesn't topple, but the reverb of leather against tin stops me in my tracks. She leans close, eyes narrowed with intensity. Ishimoto, I will only say this once. You may think you fully understand the circumstances which surround these crimes, but you are sorely mistaken. Do not be so quick to forget that I am nearly a decade your senior and have seen a great many cases that are beyond your comprehension. I speak not of your intelligence, but of your mental capacity. You are yet very fragile, Ishimoto, and this case may break you. That didn't worry you before. Then let me ask of you this. Are you ready to physically examine a body that has been masterfully taken apart by a sadist with all the time in the world? No, just the thought makes me queasy. There has to be something else I can do. Enough, I'm tired of this conversation, this decision. Oh, this is my decision, Ishimoto. I'll be certain to compensate you for the time spent until now. Go home safely. So that's it then. Because I'm still young, because I'm too unstable to be able to see a mutilated body I can't be even used. Shigeru. Farewell, Ishimoto. Let us not meet again. That's nice. Just like that, she turns on one heel and strides away. For a moment, I stand frozen in the streets, watching her figure melt into the smoky evening air. Didn't I want a quiet senior year? A year of breezing by with my friends, no fuss, no muss? I had always wanted a quiet life, probably something that that involved managing the family restaurant, which I had neither passion nor patience for, but seemed like the least painful option in the lot of life. Really, I can't blame Shigeru, can I? No, some part of me still feels like I deserve a better explanation, maybe even a reward. I'm getting paid. After all, didn't I get her something vital from Natsuki Takana? Or Tanaka. No, that's right. I'm withholding information from her, information that I gathered from a confidential informant. Perhaps she doesn't trust me, but neither have I been trusting her. If anything, this encounter only solidified my decision. I don't know what will happen. I can't predict the actions of the people who are close to me. All that's left is to look around and keep digging, try to pull things together, together myself, even if I'm just a random student at a random stuck-up school. Which means I need to start with anything weird that happened over the past few days. Weird? Such as emails from unknown senders sporadically popping up. Pretty convenient timing when I think about it. Oh yeah, that troll conversation. Maybe I should just send something random, see how they respond. Let's see more. I'm probably not going to play through this game again on the stream, but maybe myself, to get different endings. At first I thought there was nothing stupider than doing something that made no sense, regardless of whether I enjoyed it or not. Today changed my mind about that. There are things worth doing, even if at first glance they make no sense. There are things that can be appreciated, even if they serve no use. There are things that deserve to be given a chance, even at their worst. But I didn't I didn't realize this until too late. Well, just making up words again. Now to head back home and get some rest. Guess it's been a long day. I dream of pools of sludge and laughing bones and shards of glass splitting across the edge of my skin. Nice dreams. I like the little toys he has over here. They're cute. I wake in a cold sweat with my heart thumping against my ribs. For a moment, I can only lie there breathlessly, struggling to recollect my thoughts. It's over. You'll never have to do stupid, dangerous things again. You no longer have anything to do with those crimes. Unless, of course, it's by my own volition. I throw on my uniform and head to the kitchen, selecting some simple fruit for breakfast as I scroll through my phone. I wish there was like a thing that popped up saying how many days have passed, because I think this is like a 10-day game, and I don't know how many it's been. Looks like I have another email from the mysterious Crimson Crusade. I see, life as a troll sounds quite difficult. I too would be upset if I was forbidden from forecasting the weather. How do you feel about this development? The plain, honest words are soothing balm in the midst of all the deception I've undergone. I compose a valid response. I don't know. This was the first time I actually felt like I was good at something useful. Now that it's gone, I have nothing. If I had another chance, I'd take it eagerly, but I doubt I'll get one. I send the message as I finish up breakfast, waiting for a response. This time, though, I'm only greeted with silence. Maybe I was too philosophical. Maybe I was too serious. Maybe they won't respond again. Not that it's my problem. You're making it your problem, Yama. When it's clear that the reply won't come anytime soon, I grab my backpack and head to school. Despite the beautiful weather, the atmosphere is stifling. The entrance, usually occupied by students before class, is desolate. Curious, I head to the courtyard. It's almost just as empty, only a handful of students are scattered around the corners, whispering frantically beneath their breaths. I notice a solemn Yahiko on a nearby bench speaking with an equally solemn boy. It's such an unusual sight that I creep closer, trying to get a hint of their conversation. Would take it so hard? How's he been? Hanging in there, I guess. He said that he wasn't coming today. Why not? Didn't say. He's been spending a lot of time in his dorm room. He won't respond to me. And he just talked with Ari. Ari? Why would that matter? Come to think of it, Ari has always been surrounded by rumors, even before people accused her of being the source of disappearances. If I remember correctly, it wasn't that she caused the disappearance herself, rather she supposedly emitted this aura of bad luck that indirectly led to their misfortunes. Pointing fingers is usually unnecessary, but this is getting weird. She talks to Midori, and Midori freaks out, then disappears. Then it's Tuma, who freaks out and also disappears. Even McCain and Choji too? Yesterday she came up to him at lunch. He won't tell me what they talked about. But he's also acting differently. For now, just keep trying to talk with him. Whatever you do, don't leave him alone. Right, see you after class. Yeah, you hang in there too, okay? As always. The boy strides away. Yahiko slumps on the bench, dripping his hand over his eyes. It's so out of character that I have to pinch myself to make sure I'm not dreaming. When I decide that I'm fully awake and that serious Yahiko is actually a thing, I approach the bench. Hey. Yahiko immediately bolts upright, while signs of tension melting from his face as he dons his characteristic smile. Why hello, my good minion, what brings you to this place? That's suspicious, still I prefer that he not know I was just eavesdropping on him. I play along. Do you know why the school's so quiet? Do I know why the sky is blue? Do I? He seems back to normal, if this is what his normal state really is. Alright, I remember. Apparently the police dug up somebody in the woods or something, caused a big uproar. Why? Well, it was one of the disappearing students. You remember her? Akane Tsukino? Why are you asking why, main character? It's a dead, it's a body. That name definitely sounds familiar, and it's not just from the investigation. Her boyfriend's a wreck, the poor sap. Her boyfriend? Boyfriend? Kane, a disappearance boyfriend who was word sick. She must be the girlfriend of the guy who had fought with me the other day. Right, they're blaming Ari for her disappearance when I stepped in, and right in her boyfriend's face I told him he'd get over it, Kane, in a week or two. Yeah, that was pretty mean. Her body was found? Well, what was left of it? What was left of it? Hold on, something's beginning to make sense. That police officer, Officer Katsu was it, said that I was on a crime scene in that case. When was her body found? Don't tell me. Yesterday or so, the rumors go. Yesterday morning? Yeah, how'd you know? An immense wave of guilt washes over me. Kane Tsukino. Dead. I vaguely remember the harsh words I spewed at her boyfriend. Suchi? Was it? No, Shoji. How could keep me feeling now? You'll get over her in a week or two. I said that. I said that when I thought he was clingy and irrational and blaming Ari. And now she's dead, brutally murdered in the depths of the Insumu forest without a single soul to mourn her passing. On the bright side, if there is one, I now understand far more than I used to. Why Officer Katsu was at the forest, why he claimed it was a crime scene, why Shigeru asked me to go look. Well, that part doesn't really make sense, why she asked him to go look. Because a body had been found, an actual body. Hey, you okay, dude? Looks like Yahiko noticed my silence. I can only continue my line of inquiry. At the very least, maybe I can somehow help the investigation, even without Shigeru. Shoji's the name of her boyfriend, right? Yeah, do you know him? Yeah. How? At the most inconvenient moment the warning bell tolls, Yahiko immediately grins. Whoops, guess that's the bell. I mustn't have my perfect reputation tainted with rumors of tardiness. He strides to our classroom, beckoning for me to follow, even stranger. I apprehensively walk alongside him, wondering just how much I actually know about Yahiko Ikari. Apparently not a lot. I used to believe that I knew everything about Yahiko. He seemed simple at a first glance, as readable as my books from 3rd grade. I still remember how he looked, somehow pulling 3 bulky suitcases through the door with his skinny arms. He was smiling then too. In fact, I rarely saw him without his smile. Hello, Ruby. I already unpacked and was currently lying in my bed, reading some novel or another on my phone to pass the time. I didn't even look up to issue my greeting. Yo. The name's Yahiko Ikari. From today and onward, I am your new overlord. This caught my attention. I hastily glanced at him. The first thing I noticed was his hair. It was bright yellow, for one thing, that made it pretty noticeable. It was also cut around his face in swaying layers like he was some kind of idol. The next thing I noticed were his shoes. Most of the kids at the academy had nice shoes, of course, but his were on a different scale of nice. They were loafers, brown like usual, but they were also etched with unusual designs that glowed with the sheen of some expensive material. Later I found out that they were custom made from Italy. Not that I needed to know that to make my judgment. I returned to my book board. See, this game, I find it just puts in details like that stuff that doesn't really need to be in it and just makes it longer. That's my complaint. Womanizer, rich kid, arrogant, neat freak. At the very least, his type wouldn't be a terrible roommate, as long as I didn't have to talk to him. Then I think about it now. When I think about it, I really shouldn't have come as a surprise that his parents or higher-ups at Lemniscate. His grades were nowhere good enough to get a scholarship, and yet he waltzes into his expensive, prestigious school wearing Italian loafers and probably scarves from Sweden. Not to mention that, as ignorant as he might be in anything of value, he's always up to date on the latest pop culture and technological releases. Pay attention to me. What does that mean? Eh? So, you're paying attention? I expect him to explode in a fit of angry entitlement. Do you know who I am? Do you know who my father is? Do you know what I could do to you? But he did something completely unexpected. He dropped his luggage and immediately raced to my side, his eyes shining. Are you speaking another language? I've always wanted a multilingual minion. This is perfect. I amended my first impression from arrogant to crazy. Regardless, this was a pretty good opportunity to have some fun. Can you write that all down? You can't write? Does that mean yes or no? So wait, what? The bewilderment on his face was so genuine that I couldn't help but laugh. Of all the people I'd met, this guy had to be the most gullible. My name's Yama. Oh, I understood that. Really? Yes, well, it's only to be expected. Someone as amazing as me can pick up languages in a snap. I see. Can you understand this? Yeah. What about this? Yeah. And this? I understand it. I understand it all. Wow, that's amazing. You know all 20 dialects of my language. He beamed with pride. Of course I do. I'm Nikari. I see. So what planet are you from? Planet? Well, that was a sudden jump. Jupiter. Really? I didn't know people lived on Jupiter. Not people. Jarzites. I paused for dramatic effect before reeling off anything that came to mind in that moment. We are invisible from physical impact. We are humanoid, but our blood is blue. We arbor earthen insects, but we have a strong affinity towards animals. Wait. Let me take notes on this. I need to know how to better utilize a Jarzite minion. He eagerly dug through his luggage, tossing clothes, cosmetics, and lemniscate tech here and there in the midst of his frantic search. I shook my head in disbelief. Did he actually believe that I was from another planet? Okay, I'm ready. Hit me with it. Write down the following phrase. Yeah? This is a joke. This is, funny. In our world, that means you're just messing around. Was he serious? Yeah. Or that's what this is, a joke, not from Earth. No, silly. You're a Jarzite. I was joking. I'm not a Jarzite. I'm an actual human. What? Yes, he was serious. He was actually serious. Why did you tell me you were a Jarzite? This guy would pretty much believe anything, wouldn't he? Tired of providing explanations, I simply returned to my book, but Yahiko almost hid it out of my hands. What about your name? Was that a lie too? What? Your name, Yama. If you really want to check, our names are on the door. His face immediately turns blank. I sighed. You didn't see it when you came in? There are two nameplates, Yahiko and Yama. Well, my good minion, never fear. I hold nothing against you for concealing such vital information from me. I didn't conceal any. Now, if you may grant me silence, I must unpack. I sigh again and return to my book, resigning to bear with this obnoxious roommate for the entire year. That was a long flashback. My opinion of him hasn't changed much since then. He's still egotistical, oblivious, and mildly insane, but he always means well, even in the oddest of ways. Despite my frequent criticism of him, his stupid actions actually cheered me up. Now that he seems to be struggling with something, I want to repay the favor. Strangely enough, Yahiko doesn't give me a single glance all throughout class. In fact, he's completely silent, speaking only when the teacher calls on him, and his answers are correct. It's enough to startle the entire class. On any other day, they'd probably gossip about it. Today, though, there's obviously more important things to discuss. Yeah, like people dying. Classes proceed as usual. but no one seems to be paying attention. Even the teachers are out of it. Lectures are barely coherent. When lunch break arrives, I'm ready to speak with Yahiko, but a sudden, cold voice interrupts me. Hey you. I turn around apathetically. A stocky boy is standing before me, fists clenched. Oh, wasn't this the guy who was talking with Yahiko this morning? And you are? Bunya. Never heard of you. I try to walk past him, but he refuses to move. I'm a friend of Shoju. He stopped cold at that. I was there when you said those words to him. What do you want me to do? Apologize? That'd be a good place to start, yeah. Guilt and anger intertwined in the pit of my stomach. I think you should apologize, Yama. We didn't know she was dead then. You mocked him for worrying while she was being murdered. Have you seen the advertised school writ? Have you seen them? How can you judge their... Oh, how can you be their judge without knowing anything about them? Is that any excuse to pick on Rui or Eri? What about spreading fake rumors? Look, you're not the only one at fault, but would you be saying the same thing if you found that the girl you loved was murdered in cold blood? Words hit harder, because yes, indeed, I thought of them myself. I'm sorry. Don't say that to me. Without warning, he grabs my school tablet straight out of my hands. I'm too stunned to even stop him. He then taps something on the notes section, 10 digits, bold and clean, cut on the screen. Phone number. Say that to him. He hands me back my tablet before striding out of the classroom, leaving me shaken. I immediately head to the rooftop to get some fresh air. Harvard's words echo and re-echo my skull with every step. Your fault. She's dead. Too late. I shove them out as I burst through the door. I nearly rush into a face full of plants in my haste. The sunlight angrily cuts into my eyes as I slump on the nearest bench, breathing deeply through my nose. I just need some rest, some silence, some... Eek, watch out. Jerk upright as a giant monster of fluffy fabric plummets through the air, pelting the space where my head was just moments ago. Suddenly a very large, warm weight plops squarely on my lap, and I feel a tickle of velvety hair against my cheek. Just when I think things are gonna get serious, they get silly again. In the space of 10 seconds, I've somehow acquired an Akira Karuba sitting on the edge of my knees. Hands braced against my shoulders, nose just an inch away from mine. I don't even have time to be embarrassed. As quickly as she landed on me, Akira jumps away, flushing a brilliant red. I'm sorry, Yama, I didn't mean to. The response tumbles out of her mouth before I have time to think. What? It's fine. But it's so... It's fine, really. Akira buries her face in her hands, thoroughly mortified. I seize the moment to glance around, trying to figure out what to say. The fabric beside me seems to be a pile of costumes. Silks and satins in rich colors, meticulous embroidery, and white lace are just some of the materials that catch my eye. It's an enormous pile. I can't believe that she's trying to carry it by herself. Are these for the drama club? Yes, we're having dress rehearsal for an impromptu show after school. You should come. Come and give me your undying support to Rui. I've never seen her in such a strange mood before. Akira may be Akira, but something seems to be bothering her intensely. Maybe I should ask her about it. Meh. Let's ask. Let's be a good friend. Say, is everything okay? Of course. Everything is greater than gravy. Brighter than rain. Peachier than the peaches. Peach poacher who possibly poached a plethora of peaches. Yeah, something's definitely suspicious. It almost feels like she's trying too hard. Sure? My, you've gotten quite observant, haven't you? She shuffles backwards, clasping her hands together. The truth is, I'm nervous. Relax. Well, that was anticlimactic. Nervous for... Ansamu is about to explode in 30 seconds if I can't disarm the bomb in time. Why are you wasting time around here? Oh, Admiral, you have no sense of humor. On the contrary, you should have played along. Her shoulders loosen from the prior tension as she releases a tiny tickle. You strike a fair point. Very well, I admit it. I, Akira Karebe, veteran of the drama club, am nervous for a little impromptu performance. Oh, the shame, the dishonor, the... Isn't it just your second year in the drama club? Huh? Anyone would get stage fright, even lifelong actors get stage fright. All you can do is practice. Practice? Why, I dare say that's a great idea. Of course it is. So wanna be my partner? Wait, what? This probably is the last thing I'm in the mood for. No. Eh? I didn't even tell you what to do. What do I need to do? You just need to stand there, like a candle on a stick. No. Admiral Meanie Head. Just ask Ruri. I should. That's an unusual response. You don't want to? It's not a question of wanting to. What's the question? On the contrary, what is the answer? What? The question doesn't matter, so as long as you have the answer. You can find the answer if you have the right question. You can also find the right question if you have the right answer. Purple. Okay? I just gave you an answer. What's the question? Oh, you're a sneaky one, Admiral Meathead. I see I've underestimated you. I can't help but chuckle though. So, will you help a comrade in need? I want to say yes, but I decide to play around a little more. Please, no playing around. Maybe. There's no middle ground. Choose this day which side you take. I recommend you choose wisely. Then no. Okay? Please? Fine. Really? Yes. I don't trust you. Why? I said fine. Any man who is so quick to change his mind should not be trusted. I don't blame her. Something about being around Akira makes me whimsical. Maybe she's rubbing off on me. Regardless, I slap my hand on my chest in salute and bow. I swear I'll be your practice partner for this lunch period. Satisfied? Swear upon the grave of protein shakes and molasses and we have a deal. Protein shakes and no, I shouldn't even be surprised at this. I solemnly swear upon the grave of protein shakes and molasses. Protein shakes and molasses that I'll be your practice partner for this lunch period. I accept this oath and I bind it to... You know, time's running out. If we're going to practice, we should do it now. Party pooper. Kira clears her throat and steps away, closing her eyes. Despite myself, I feel a rush of excitement. This is just when Ruri and I played make-believe. Oh, just like one. Kira suddenly whips around, flinging an arm towards me, her entire posture thrumming with power. I see you're finally arrived, sacred starflame. Truly, it is perfect timing. Get a front row seat to the mass zombification of your people. Sacred starflame? What kind of character would that be? Not today, Shadow Bell. I shall purify your souls and purify the planet. We shall see. First, we must proceed through me. O spirits of cosmos, bond with the summons of the abyss and heed my call. Expirate this world. Kira lunges for the pile of fabrics on the bench, withdrawing a long, narrow paintbrush out of nowhere. What kind of practice is this? Activate Morian Microcell Abolishment Prototype XVIV. She twirls the paintbrush with expert precision in her hands and jabs it at me. Am I supposed to follow through with this? Glance around for something to match her paintbrush, find nothing other than a hand shovel. Pick it up with two hands and making as if it's heavy. Angels of light and flyers of freedom, bestow me with your blessing and don me with fitting arms to combat your mortal enemy. Light spear initiate. I swivel a shovel around my head, winging it like some kind of giant halberd. She seems to understand. You are stronger than I expected. It appears that just one blow from your cursed weapon shall wipe me from existence. Of course, you'll have to hit me first. She dashes in, dabbing the paintbrush on my side. I fling myself away, swinging my shovel towards her, but she nimbly drops to the ground. I take a second for recovery, which she seizes to land a solid poke on my shin. Ow. I'll bite your kneecaps. She pulls away. I swing the halberd straight for her skull, but she leaps with cat-like grace, thrusting her rapier straight to my heart. I immediately parry the tip with my hilt, grabbing the edge towards her, but she easily disengages. Truly your name as a being of power is justified, sacred starflame, as is your name of being of corruption, Shadowbell. I'll take that as a compliment. She stabs again. This time I'm ready. I catch the rapier and twist it, sending it spiraling out of her grasp. Ah! Give up, Shadowbell. Justice demands retribution. Well, that's unfortunate, because it sure won't be getting any. She backflips onto the nearest bench absently. I am impressed at her agility and raises a hand to the sky. Oh, and raises a hand to the sky. Power of the sea and stretch of the sky intertwine to formless void and enrich this humble vessel with the glory of your eternal wrath. Could this be a finishing blow? I sign you onto the crimson depths of Craven Oak and relieve you of your ancient constraints. Millennial Acre Crescent Destruction. She flips to the ground and lands in a somersault, crashing her fist to the ground. I fly back, crumbling against the nearest tree. Ooh. She recovers her rapier, pointing it at my throat. Any last words? Tighten my grip on my halberd, willing all the strength to my arms. Not yet. I slam my foot against the hilt of her rapier, turning it to the side as I roll away. As she stumbles for balance, I swing my halberd clean at her neck. She barely dodges in time. Clever trick. I'll be sure to relate that to the High Order. Oh, I tire of your paltry existence. You are like an incessant, irritating insect that means nothing to me. You are dirt beneath my shoe, a pebble in my ocean, a speck of dust on. Swing my halberd at her and chop her head off. Eh? Admiral? Meanie head? Yes. You interrupted me. I was subverting expected dramaticism. If we have an audience, they probably would have laughed. But overly long monologues are the best part of being a villain. Breaking the laughter as I return the shovel to its rightful place. Maybe so, but they're useless. The villain is leaving himself vulnerable for way longer than he should. Kira fixes her eyes on me for a moment, a small affectionate smile curling at her lips. Yeah, I guess you're right. Her light giggle emphasizes the flush in her cheeks. I realize that the heaviness in my mind has completely dissipated. Here, Kira, thanks. What for? The fun. It was crazy, of course, but fun. I'm glad. She suddenly wrapped her arm around her body, looking intensely vulnerable. Oh no. What? I shouldn't have. Suddenly she scooped up the pile of fabric and races to the door. Is that the bell? Why, I do declare that's the bell. Goodbye, Admiral. Without another word, she kicks the door open and races down the stairs. It slams behind her, leaving me alone on the rooftop. I head back to my classroom in total bewilderment. Why does Akira have to operate without rhyme or reason? She was completely fine up until the very end, then out of the blue, she just snapped. Either way, I did have fun. Akira's antics really cleared my mind. I just wonder why she's acting so strangely. I make it to my seat right as the bell rings, hailing another period of gossip-ridden classmates. Surprisingly, the PA clicked on and a special video announcement by the principal is streamed to our whiteboard. Good afternoon, students. As you're all well aware, we have found ourselves in a most tragic and bewildering turn of events. We request that throughout the following circumstances you remain calm. Rest assured that above all else, the Academy prioritizes your safety. First matter, we empathetically request that you refrain from any communication with the media. Our faculty and partners are diligently working to solve the matter at hand and will deal with any questions aimed their way. Secondly, classes will continue as scheduled. Please do not neglect your studies. Special security is employed to keep you safe. Thirdly, in order to best ensure your security, curfew has been moved from 11:30 p.m. to 7 p.m. Please consider this timekeeping when you make plans. Try to refrain from being out of the school when alone. I expected groans from the student body, but there were none. People must be really scared. What I find interesting is the implementation of a harsher curfew when all the disappearances have been taking place inside campus after curfew. Maybe they're just trying to hide the truth. Probably. Please keep this security measure in mind as you plan your day. In accommodation, the dormitory, recreation rooms, exercise room, and practice rooms will be open for 24 hours. Off-campus students are strongly advised to adhere to similar guidelines. Thank you for your patience. The video shuts off, leaving the classroom in silence. Our teacher rises to the front of the room, visibly shaken. Well, that was very informative. Let's continue. Glance over at Yaiko. His face is completely blank, but I see his knuckles turning white against his desk. Oh, maybe I shouldn't have done that acting thing with her, because maybe if we didn't, we would have called that guy and apologized. I didn't even think about that. Oh well. I've already committed. Unfortunately, right as I attempt to start a conversation, the teacher calls on me. By the time I remember my original intentions, school's already ended. You seem to forget a lot, main character. It worries me. Yahiko pulled from his seat immediately after dismissal, barely sparing me a second glance. Even Elizabeth splits from her groupies before I can catch her. Spend a few moments still and silent in my chair. Alone, completely alone. Have you seen Beth? Then jerk upright and come face to face with Natsuki Tanaka. She's smiling, standing upright in her pristine, neatly ironed academy uniform. Thanks, Yuko man. Her eyes bright and clean, nothing like the girl I met the previous night. I feel a curdle of disgust in the pit of my stomach. Disgust, and if I'm honest with myself, a tinge of fear. I just missed her, but you probably already knew that. And if I did, then I would assume that you wanted to talk to me. Why would I want to do that? You're the one with all the answers. She giggles slightly behind her hand. I get the sickening feeling that she's enjoying this. If perchance you see Beth, do give her my regards. Why don't you tell her yourself? I wonder. She turns on her heel and drifts away without another word. I clench my hands against the desk, fighting to keep my anger down. She's aggravating, she's insane, she's undefeatable. I roughly grab my backpack and exit the school, looking to clear my head again. I idly wander into the streets, feeling the acute pang of loneliness for the first time in a long, long time. Rue and Akira at drama club, Masato at track, Yahiko at, I don't even know, probably his own club. Mizaki, who knows, Eri, who knows, Elizabeth, who knows. Not only that, but no one really knows about the investigations. No one knows the crimes as much as I do. No one knows what I've been up to. No one, of course, except Mr. Ryuta. I could visit him, but at the same time, it doesn't feel quite right. Oops. I want to get rid of that. I wanted to learn how to be independent. But that doesn't really seem to happen. The first crutch was, well, the second crutch was my parents. They made sure I received proper care from therapists, stayed physically healthy, and completed my schoolwork, even when I least wanted to. The third crutch was, and is Rui. I intended to come to this school with her so that I could learn to be self-sufficient. I'd be able to develop into a person that could impress his parents. I could be intelligent, wise, capable, full of initiative. I could finally find the identity of Yama Ishimoto. But instead, I just clung to Rui and stuck to my old ways because there's no reason to try for anything risky when something familiar will suffice. I need to get over that. I need to prevent myself from gaining a fourth crutch. A sudden strain of piano breaks through my thoughts. I instinctively turn to the source of the noise and find myself staring at Café de la Paix. The melody is simple but somehow eloquent. Curious, I try to glance through the window. To my surprise, I find Elizabeth Oshiro seated before a polished ebony grand, fingers plodding determinedly across the keys as she bites her lip in concentration. Odd, I didn't know she played piano. I'm struck with the sudden urge to talk to her, but fight against it. She'll probably just drive me insane, right? You know what? I don't want to really read the interaction, I'm going to be honest, so I'm going to ignore her. Even if I'm lonely, it'd just be a bad idea to talk with Elizabeth. She'd just worsen my mood. I resolutely turn away from the window, resuming my walk. On a whim, I stop by GFC and purchase a small meal to munch on, staring to the ceiling until my eyes burn from the lights, savoring the texture of oil and salt and fat rolling down around my tongue. This is my glamorous life. I think maybe wouldn't have gotten a message if we got there. Meet me at the school. Entrance in 5. It's not about track. I actually feel stabbed with concern. I've never seen Masato acknowledge my dislike of track. That's enough incentive for me to wolf down my chicken and bolt to the school entrance. Earlier this morning, the entrance is all but barren. Looks like most of the students are downtown, relishing their pre-curfew freedom. Masato is crouched against the gates, his every limb slack as he traces empty letters in the ground with his finger. At closer glance, I realize that his writing is an equation. Nice. Yeah, something's definitely wrong. Hey. Masato stands up at my arrival, but his eyes are still fixed on the equation at his feet. Run with me. What? Run. You said this wasn't related to track. I gotta run, damn it. He takes off without warning. Just what has gotten into him. Groaning, I reluctantly jog after him, my feet aching with every step. Masato turns down a side path past my apartment complex, leading us alongside the river that winds around the district. I recognize the area. We ran it almost every day last year when I was in track. And I need to go just for a sec. I'm gonna keep the stream on. I just have to go for like 2 minutes. Okay, I'm back now. Sorry. Okay, so, I think I already read that. Alongside the river that winds around the district. I recognize the area we ran it almost every day last year when I was in track. Oh, I have to click on that. My bad. The river itself, I know very well. That's a pretty picture, pretty scenery. He grinds to a halt by the railing and stares into the rippling waters. I warily glance around as I nudge his arm. What are you even doing? Running. Well, yeah, but here? He says nothing. I check the time. There's still plenty of daylight left. It's only 5. But the new curfew restricts Masato to only 2 more hours outside campus. So, should we keep running? Still nothing. He seems to be bottling up something, searching for words to say. Or, we can wait here. silence and give him some space. And wait. And wait some more. And keep waiting. 15 solid minutes pass before I decide to speak up. Masato, are we waiting here until curfew? Damn it all, ain't no curfew. I started out his fiery tone, noting for the first time that every muscle is rigid with tension. Hey, are you okay? I guess this is good that we skipped the piano part, because we probably wouldn't have, come here. Yama, tell me something. That depends on what it is. You clowning around with me? What? No. What is with everyone today? Why don't you try anything? This again? How many times do people need to bring this up? I thought you said you weren't gonna answer the damn question. Okay, fine, jeez. If I don't try something, it's because I don't like it. So just because you don't like it, you ain't giving it a chance? I already gave it a chance. Real? Because I sure didn't see you give it one. Anger flicks beneath my skin. What is with people giving me a hard time? How could you not see me? We were on the same team. We ain't ever been on the same team, man. Is this because of your delusional competition with me? It ain't delusional. I had a fair chance. What is he even talking about? What fair chance? You already won. I ain't won. I ain't won. Are we speaking the same language here? Damn it! The sudden outspurt shocks me. Once again, he takes off running. I follow him to the edge of the river, trying my best to ignore its roaring pound against my eardrums. Just the sound makes bile rise to my throat, but I'm able to push it down. Masato stopped just as abruptly as he started, his hands curling against the fence of the canal. You know what makes me real mad, Yama? I wonder. It ain't that I'm supposed to win, it ain't that you skipped track. It's that you never gave it a chance. You gave it more than a fair chance. I just don't like it as much as you do. Heh, guess you're right. What is going on in his mind? That don't make you any better. Maybe I should have been the winner, but I ain't, so you gotta own up to it. Give it a fair chance, man. It's the least you could do. Something dawns on me. Masato, you're not talking about track, are you? For someone so smart, you sure are blind, man. I feel rage bubble out of my mouth. Why do you say that? Why does everybody say that? You're not even being clear. If you really wanted me to do something about God knows what, you should stop all the cryptic crap. Everyone seems to have all these expectations of me that I keep failing. Well, guess what? I'm gonna fail more. I'm gonna fail all, and I'm not gonna stop until somebody tells me the truth without beating around the bush. I was a damn good assistant. Any other 17-year-old off the street would have been crap. But well, I guess I failed before I even got started. I guess I fail at everything. I guess I shouldn't even try. It's always been that way, Masato, and that's why I don't give track or eating contests or whatever a fair chance. I stopped breathlessly, my heart pounding as if I'd just gotten into a fist fight. Saying those words felt strangely liberating, even if Masato won't understand it then. There you go, doing it again. Doing what? Only thinking about yourself, as usual. Don't give me that. You done and ken? The shakinil that 'tis going through? The thickness of his accent paired with the abrupt change in inflections makes him impossible to understand. What are you even saying? Shacket, you done key anything. My bewilderment quickly molds into anger. I grasp him by the shirt, staring him in the eye. Masato, you're not making any sense. Talk to me normally. Talk to me so I can understand you. Talking is meant for damn communication. He gripped me back, his face fighting to keep sullen. You know what I'm talking about, man. You always knew. You're just pretending, same as you always do. Snap at the condescending tilt to his tone. I don't know. I release him, and before I know it, my fist is swinging right towards his face. He easily sidesteps, but he's clearly shocked. You just wanted to punch your friend? Holy frig. I don't know anything. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know why any of this is happening. I don't know what's up with you. I don't know what's up with Yahiko or Akira or Shigeru. I don't know. Swing again, my movements haphazard. Masato dodges, his face flattens as he sends a counter jab. You ever tried to know? You ever fought for something, tooth and nail, till you feel dead? I did, I tried, but it didn't matter in the end, eh? 'Cause this is a race where the only boy who can win ain't even running. That was a cool punch sound. My mind runs blank. I can only watch as his fist soars towards me and socks me right in the jaw. I can't even register the pain as I crumble to the ground, the wind knocked out of my back as I stare at the darkening sky. Ain't even running. What does he know? What do any of them know? You're pretty mean to your friends. You may think you fully understand the circumstances which surround these crimes, but you are sorely mistaken. Do not be so quick to forget that I am nearly a decade your senior and have seen a great many cases that are beyond your comprehension. I speak not of your intelligence, but your mental capacity. You are yet very fragile, Ishimoto. This case may break you. I ran towards his gate from me in a breathless gasp as I fight to stand up. I ran more than anyone could know. Nice Pikachu. But no one sees. No one sees. Masato doesn't even try to help me. He just stares at me with his arms crossed. In some way, I'm grateful for that. Then you gotta get back up. Get up and show him. And he jogs away without a backward glance. I spend a few minutes in silence to catch my breath. Finally, I'm able to stagger to my feet. The ache in my jaw turns cold from the night air. Why of all days would Masato choose to talk to me? No, not even talk to me. Fight with me. I've never seen him so intense before, not even when it comes to trap. What could have possibly evoked such a response? I shouldn't have gotten angry, not at Masato. He was trying to be honest to me in his own way. I should have stopped to figure out what was wrong. But the words he said, what the heck? I quickly peer over the railing into the river. Even in the dim lighting, I can clearly make out a head of brown hair and two flailing arms. Someone's in the river? Back. Guide's voice tears from the surface of the water as the brown head lurches upward. He gasps for breath and resubmerges. I'll drown if I don't get him out. I'm gonna save again. I'm gonna have a buttload of save points. I tighten my grip against the railing, shaking off my shoes and tossing my jacket to the side. My hands are clammy against the sleeves of my shirt. Calm down, it's just a little water. I can handle a little water. I take a deep breath and hoist myself for the railing, diving cleanly into the river. Remember the lessons. Cold, slimy liquid swirls around me, slicking up every inch of my arms and legs. It stings my nose with a bubbly laugh. No way out. Panic wells up my throat and grips my throbbing jaw. I push myself blindly in the boy's direction, my legs flailing through the undercurrent. Remember the lessons. Remember lift, breathe, scoop, lift, breathe. The undercurrent suddenly jerks to life, throwing me into a terrifying spin. I pinwheel through the darkness, grasping violently for any kind of stability. No. Something grips the edge of my shirt and drags me down. A hand? Is he grabbing me? No. Water floods into my nostrils, burning down my throat. My vision spins to black. Should have thought it through, you know. Oh, look at little children. I'm home! Mizu. Hey, Yams. Yams? Where's Mom and Dad? Shopping again. Found a new cookie recipe. Uh-oh. Did they make dinner? When they say they'd be back? Okay, guess we're making dinner. Wait, what? Look, Yams. There's noodles, spinach, carrots, mushroom, chicken. Let's make noodle soup. We're not tall enough to cook on the stove, sis. Oh. Hey, let's stand on boxes. Boxes? What if they break? They won't break, probably. Here, look at them from the garage. Mitsu. Yep, here we go. They're big and empty. Perfect. Isn't that a bad thing? We can do anything if we try hard enough, Yams. Okay, first we need to fill the pot with water. You get this end, I'll get this end. Huff. Ugh, heavy. Oof. Phew, see? That wasn't so bad. How do we turn the stove on again? I don't know. Helpful, Yams. I like that nickname, Yams. This? No, this? I know this. Huh, I'm turning the knob, but it won't turn on. Maybe it's broke? Hey, here's a box of matches. Uh-oh. Okay, so we just strike it like this. Whoops! Ah, the carpet's on fire. That's Yama's voice. My bad. Whoopsie hee. It's okay, look. A little water and it's gone. Let's try it again. I can't watch. This seems like a bad idea to leave, these kids alone. How old are they? And there. Okay, Yama. Turn the stove to high and stand back. What are you doing? I'm gonna toss a match at the stove. 3, 2, 1, yeah! See? I told you it'd work. I feel dizzy. Now class, let's try learning how to pronounce some more of these tough words. Open your workbooks to... Oh, there's a fart. Class, calm down. Calm down this instant or you'll be visiting the principal's office. Thank you. Now, who would make such uncouth or rude noises? The person who tells me first will get a piece of candy. Wow, so many hands. Yuko? It was Yama. Yama Ishimoto. Is this true? No. Don't lie. Lying isn't nice, Yama. I'm not. Yama, do you want to go to the principal's office? Yuko says she saw you. We know you did it, Yama. You can't see a fart, okay? But it didn't. Don't take that tone with me, young man. You're going to the principal's office. But... Mr. Kawaguchi, Yama was being a disturbance in class and would not stop lying about it. You didn't do it. Yama, lying is very serious. You can get in big trouble. But... Yama, I really don't want to call your parents. Can't you just tell us the truth? Yama, Stop right there. Ah, Mizu, thank goodness. Maybe you can talk some sense into your brother. The only person I'll be talking sense into is you, both of you. Mizu, I don't appreciate this disrespectful attitude. You're adults. You should know better. What if Yuko was lying, huh? She lies all the time. How dare you? Yuko is my top student. Yeah, so she knows she can get away with it. Mizu Ishimoto, I will not stand for this. You are being incredibly rude. And you're being incredibly unfair. Yama wouldn't make bad noises, and he definitely wouldn't lie. That's it, I'm calling your parents. They need to teach you some proper respect. You want my respect? Then earn it. Come on, Yama. We're going home. Okay. How much longer? I don't know, Yams. This is a detour bus, remember? I don't like blizzards. Aw, don't say that. Look how beautiful it is. Beautiful? What is? Oh, is this why he doesn't like buses, maybe? Outside. Can't even see anything. I meant the snow, silly. Still, not like our normal bus. Oh, Yams. I'm bored, Mizu. Take a nap. But I'm not tired. Why don't you make some friends? There's a nice looking person across the aisle. No, people are scary. Then do your homework. But I'm too tired. I thought you just said you weren't tired. Changed my mind. Come on, Yams, be a big boy. Look, it's the Rainbow River. Isn't it pretty? Rivers are boring. Look at the snow. Isn't it just wonderful? Snow is boring. Okay, Yams, what's wrong? Don't say it's 'cause you're bored. I told Chio that she has cooties and she touched me. What? What if I get cooties, Mizu? Then I'll die and I won't be able to get the new Reiko City blocks next week. Where did she touch you? My arm, here. I'll give you a shot. Eep. I hate shots. It's okay, this won't hurt. Are you sure? Well, not too much. Circle, circle, dot, dot. Now you get the cutie shot. So I won't die? Yeah, that's what shots do, right? Yeah, thanks, sis. No, I guess not. I suddenly emerge into reality, vision hazy, lungs burning. I feel myself cough instinctively, water spurts from my mouth onto the ground. That's right. I've never been a fan of this river. You! A firm hand slaps against my back. I spew another mouthful of brine. I can't believe I'm doing this. Why am I doing this? The vague shapes before my eyes finally consolidate into clear outlines. I'm lying by the side of the canal, clothes plastered to my skin, every inch of my body pulsing with a dull pain. A fellow student is kneeling beside me. Judging from his drenched clothing and mop of brown hair, I deduce he's the guy who was drowning earlier. He looks vaguely familiar. Should have expected something like this. Of all people, it had to be you. My weak mind scrambles to find a link. You're Shoji. Didn't know I made such a forgettable impression. His impression was anything but forgettable. What throws me off is his face, his eyes. Once clear, are dull and haggard with exhaustion. His skin is placid and unsightly. His hair is ragged, as if it hasn't been combed in days. He practically looks like a ghost. I clear my throat, trying to work past the sudden awkwardness. Right, Shoji. Yeah, McCain's ex-boyfriend who will probably get over her in a week or two. I feel the compulsion to apologize, but can't bring myself to do it. Instead, I pick up my jacket, staring at the ground. Don't be a jerk. Why did you save me? I didn't. I saw you die then. Actually, he brings up a good point. If I almost drowned, then who got Shoji out? Who got me out? I suppose I should thank you. Don't. It wasn't me. Good. Saves me the trouble of finding some awkward excuse. I feel the edge of his voice, or of his words as he turns away. I instinctively call after him. Why were you in the river? He pauses, an unreadable grimace crossing his lips. You're the genius. Figure it out. He disappears into the street, leaving nothing but a scattered trail of water behind him. He tried to kill himself. I stare into the sky for a long moment, huddled against the slight warmth of my dry jacket. Who saved us? Why? I fist my hands in the hem of my jacket, collapsing back to the ground. Useless again, couldn't even swim a pathetic little canal. Not only would I have failed to save Shoji, but I would have just drowned myself. I should be over it. I should be fine by now. 10 years. I lace my fingers through the sparse blades of grass by my head until they dig into my skin. Too many names. Shoji, Yahiko, Masato, Mizu. I can't do anything about them. You're the genius. Figure it out. Set up abruptly, a sudden possibility crossing my mind. Could Shoji have been the next target? Maybe the murderers were trying to drown him. Maybe he knew something about the murder. But why wouldn't he tell anyone? Sink to the ground, back to square one. I don't know why Shoji was in the river. I don't know why Masato was suddenly upset. I don't even know who saved us from drowning. You don't know a lot, main character. I wearily hoist myself to my feet and shove my shoes over my soggy socks. The journey back to my apartment is only filled with more questions. The moment I'm back, I take a quick shower, still feeling grimy from the river water. As I soak my uniform in a tub of detergent, my phone suddenly pings in my pocket. I wipe off my hands before I steal a glance. So that weird email? Oh, going home tonight. Parents sign exemption from curfew. You don't need me for anything? Going home? All of a sudden? Well, I guess that her house is only 1 hour away by the subway, but by the time she gets back, it'll already be 8:30. I'm fine. Everything okay? But I wait but don't receive another message. Well, suit herself, at least I asked. I hang my uniform over the shower and head to the living room, plopping down on the sofa. It's been such a long day, it's definitely nice to catch my breath for a second. Or not. I rarely crack the door open, but it's just Mizaki, twirling her phone between her fingers in obvious worry. Mizaki, now that I think about it, she wasn't at school today, was she? I widen the gap in the door, pasting on the smile. What brings you here? Are you about to sleep so early? What? Right, showered and in my pajamas. No, this is, well, a long story. What have you been up to? I didn't see you in school today. I was preoccupied with work due to the Kusunoki incident. I came to thank you for yesterday. You could have just called me. I wanted to thank you in person. Something about her tone tells me that this isn't the only reason she came, but I'm really not in the mood to probe her about it. There's no problem. I'll see you tomorrow, Miki. I've been closing the door, but she stops with her foot. Yama, is there something wrong? What makes you say that? Answering a question with another question just proves that there is. I'm here if you want to talk about it. Besides, there's something I've been meaning to tell you myself. Now's not a good time. I don't know. I guess just invite her in. Sure, come in. I step to the side so she can enter. She glances around my apartment as she slides her shoes against the wall. So this is your apartment. It's a lot cleaner than I expected. Thanks, I think. After examination, she perches on my sofa. I slouch beside her. About my outburst yesterday, I'm sorry you had to see that. It's fine. You don't have to apologize. I do. I was out of line. I just didn't want to affect your relationship with Rui. Don't tell me you're trying to pair us up too. Mizaki suddenly grabs me by the collar, a hard glint in her eyes. What's the deal? You've practically known her forever. I just don't feel that way about her. How do you feel about her then? She's just a friend. She examines me for a moment, not critically, but extremely bewildered. It's clear that Rui doesn't feel the same way. Have you spoken to her about it? She wouldn't take it well. I'd only end up hurting her. Don't you think avoiding the subject would hurt her more? How would it hurt her? She's holding back in the hopes that you might make the first move. It's romance 101, Yama. Can't exactly do anything about that, Miki. She sighs, releasing me as she slumps back into the sofa. I still think you should have a talk with her. Rationally speaking, she's right. Maybe it's unfair, maybe it's being selfish. But Rui's my friend. First and foremost, I'm not sure if I want to lose her. I'll keep that in mind. She waves her hand dismissively. Anyway, mind explaining that bruise on your face? What? Oh yeah. The argument I had with Matsuto. I lay my head back, unsure of where to begin. Obviously I can't tell her the whole story. I'm not sure how she'd react if I mentioned that I almost drowned today, especially since she knows about my condition. Got into a fight with Matsuto earlier. Really? About what? A sudden flood of negative emotions pounds me as I recall the event. Don't even know. He just seemed angry. He kept telling me that I wasn't trying hard enough. I thought he was talking about track. He'd been trying to get me to join track every day, but it didn't sound like it. I see. Mizaki considers this for a moment as she twirls her phone between her fingers. I used to have a friend in Saito some years ago. At first, we never really got along much, to be honest. Every time I talk, I asked if he wanted to hang out with me. He usually refused, so I ended up dragging him along anyway. After a while, I started to think that he might have hated me. I could have just stopped talking to him, but it made me angry that he didn't want to tell me what his problem was. So one day, I just snapped at him. Thinking back on it now, I feel really bad for doing it. Because I didn't know that he was dealing with his own issues. Her words come out and barely a whisper, her eyes drifting to the floor. She's talking about me, isn't she? I feel a knot form in my chest as the memories from back then resurface. Please, no flashback. No, I'd rather not be reminded that time. Not again, not so soon. What exactly is your point, Mizaki? Words come out harsher than intended, but I don't apologize. Seems a bit taken aback in my response. It's just, I think whatever's bothering Matsuto, it must be something personal. Otherwise, he would have outright told you what his problem was. I suppose she's right in a way. It's just that Matsuto's so straightforward about everything. For him to be so roundabout now, was understandably strange. Anyway, I'm in the mood for some fresh air. What about you? I guess she must have noticed she brought up a touchy subject. Sure, why not? I've noticed the school's rooftops is a great place for stargazing. We should go there now. School's locked down at this hour. Curfew, remember? And your point is? Is she actually suggesting that we break into the school? I guess a change of scenery would probably do me some good. Lead the way. She smiles as she darts out into the street. I follow closely, taking the brisk evening air. We pull up the front gate, slightly out of breath. I slide my card through the receptor, but it only buzzes at me. What? The curfew keeps out off-campus students and automatically reports on-campus students who return late. So what? Do we climb the gate? It's armed, Yama. There are laser sensors. My card is exempt, remember? She slides her card, sure enough, the receptor blinks green. Mizaki props the gate open with a smirk. Ladies first. You're such a gentleman. She only giggles as I pass through the gate. So where to? Classroom building has a side door for the janitor. It's accessible by key rather than card. We can head to the rooftop from there. When did you get the building key? Never. She darts to the side of the building, gesturing for me to follow her. I squint through the darkness as she kneels down, feeling the side of the building. Finally satisfied, she withdraws something from within her jacket. It's a plain fabric case which she unzips and dumps on the ground. What's that? Shh. She picks up two thin metallic objects from the ground. They glint in the dim streetlight. Are those bobby pins? Yes they are. She hastily bends the larger one at a right angle and snaps the smaller one in half, then turns to the door. I peer over her shoulder trying to see. You're standing in my light. Oh, sorry. I crouch for a better viewpoint. She's unusually focused as she threads the large pin at the bottom of the lock, pushing it downwards with her thumb. I didn't know you could pick locks. Don't tell my agent. What? Why would I do that? Don't post it on Patter either. Wouldn't even know how. Satisfied, she inserts a smaller pin into the top of the lock, wiggling it gently. Ah, there we go. I hear a satisfying click and the door gently swings open. Mizaki smiles proudly and looks inside. Well, right behind you. She disappears into the darkness. I step after her. As we plod up the stairs, I decide to satisfy some of my questions. Neat trick, where'd you learn it? It's better not to know. What if I want to learn? I doubt your criminal material, Yama. And you are? Come on, I'm just curious. Where was it? Finishing school? Princess training? Playful giggle betrays her amusement, but she quickly clamps it short. If you must know, District 6. District 6. If I recall, she had told Ruri that she moved there with Satomi. We're here. Before I'm able to ask her about it, she pushes through the door and onto the rooftop. Well, she's right about one thing. The scenery is beautiful at this hour. Despite the noticeable light pollution, it's not difficult to see the copious amounts of stars in the sky. Silver streams of glitter populate the colored expanse around the moon, smiling down at the bustling city below. Oh, excuse me. Everyone turns into a bunch of stars when they die. If they did something to super duper impress the heavens, I guess. I smile bitterly as I settle next to Mizaki on the bench. Pretty, isn't it? Yeah. Reminds me of the time when we met at the festival. I haven't changed much since then, you know. You were always a strong person. Yeah, it's a bit of an overstatement. Mizaki shakes her head, her expression similar. Honestly, Yama, I mean it. If you weren't, you probably wouldn't even be here right now. What do you mean? Ruri told me what happened after I left Sato. Oh, right. Do you resent me, Yama? Of course not. It's not like you wanted to move, right? Yes, but... She pauses, unsure of how to continue. I'm sure you still want to know why I moved back, don't you? I'd be lying if I said that I didn't, so I nod. She takes a moment to collect herself before speaking. Do you remember when my father had lost his job? It was around Ruri's birthday. Yeah, I remember that. Well, when my mother found out, she wasn't exactly so understanding. Instead of supporting him, she actually blamed him for not working hard enough. You weren't assertive. You always let people walk all over you. You're weak, useless, pathetic. Mizaki digs her nails into her skirt until her knuckles turn white. It wasn't his fault, of course. After the financial crash, my father's company went under, so there really wasn't much he could do. Eventually, he started working for a construction company. The pay wasn't all that great, but something was better than nothing, you know? He worked himself to the bone while my mother was out doing God knows what. Then one day, he just never came home. It wasn't rare for him to take extra shifts, so I assumed that he was still working. When my mother began selling his things, I realized that something was wrong. I still remember what she told me when I asked her about it. He's dead. He won't be needing it anymore. She returns to me, her eyes shimmer in the moonlight as she wipes her face with her sleeve. John had died? I didn't believe her. I didn't want to believe her. Dead? How could he be dead? But he was. There was no denying it. They said he had overdosed on painkillers while he was out working. I wanted to believe that it was an accident, that he didn't mean to take so many, but honestly, I don't know. He was so stressed, so tired, so restricted. There's an ache in my chest as past images flicker in my mind. I grit my teeth in an attempt to dispel them. Let's see. Whoops. So that's why you moved? Mizaki nods solemnly. We couldn't afford staying in Sato, so my mother and I moved to District 6 soon after my father died. I never went to his funeral, never said goodbye to my friends. We just left. Silence pervades over the rooftop as I digest this information. Although I don't remember Satomi much, I would have never imagined she would do something like that. I guess that explains Mizaki's resentment towards her. Do you still live with her? Mizaki averts her gaze, again twirling her phone between her fingers. It must be a nervous habit of hers. She couldn't care for me anymore. I eventually had to move in with my grandparents. That's why I'm attending the academy and why I work part-time for Lotus. I noticed Mizaki's hand trembling. As close as we were, it must have been hard for her to tell me about her father. I feel like I should comfort her somehow, but I haven't a clue how to go about it. That's mostly Rue's department. An idea strikes me and I whip out my phone, placing it on Mizaki's lap. What's this? My phone. What does it look like? I know that. What do you want me to do with it? I was wondering if you could show me how to use Patter. She regards me with an upturned brow for a moment, but then breaks into a bright smile. Of course! Without hesitation, she picks up my phone and expertly swipes across the screen. First, you need to go to Patter's web address. Then you have to register for a new account. What do you want your username to be? Can't it just be my actual name? Only if you want to be boring. So what's the problem? I'll just choose one for you. Don't give me something too embarrassing, Nikki. Don't worry, it'll only be mildly embarrassing. She taps up the screen in quick succession. When she's finished, she brings it up to my face. How's this? Yams? It's cute, right? I don't know. Too late, I signed in. Miki. Miki giggles as she fiddles with her own phone by her side. Now you need some followers. I'll be your first. Followers? They're people who can view your pats. Pats? Pats are updates where you can type a message in 90 characters or less. You also have the option to attach a file to your pats. File? I know you know what files are, Yama. Honestly, I don't. Honestly, I do. I just want to annoy her. Files are pictures, videos, documents, things like that. Oh, interesting. A few seconds later, a soft ping emanates from my phone. There we go. So you're following me now? Yep. How many followers do you have? Have a look. Tap on my profile. She hands me my phone and I do as instructed. Wait, this number can't be right. It says you have over 9,000 followers. How do you even get that many people? Mizaki shrugs as she doesn't know either. I suppose it's because I work for Lotus. Ah, that makes sense. Take a moment to browse through Patter. It seems pretty self-explanatory. Write an update. Your followers view said update, and they have the option to share it with their own followers. Honestly, it's not that exciting. The most exciting thing I've seen, but I can understand why some people find it addicting. What should I post? Anything you want. Usually I try attaching pictures since they get more attention. Okay. Why not pat something about the stars? The patter veteran must have noticed my confusion as she offers a suggestion. You wouldn't see them with my camera. Oh, you're right. Why not? No, you could, eh? Mizaki scrunches her face in thought as she glances around for something to pat about. Does she really put this much thought into it? Oh, what's that? Try tracing her gaze but see nothing. Don't see anything. There, near the tree. There are a bunch of trees up here, Miki. She grabs my head and points furiously ahead of us. I strain my eyes in the darkness trying to make out the game, and sure enough I spot something small lying on one of the benches. Is that a cat? I don't know whether to be more surprised at Mizaki's remarkable eyesight or the fact that there's a random cat on the school rooftop. Let's go pat it. What if it has rabies? It could claw you. Don't tell me you're scared of little kitty, Yama. I never said that I was scared. Then quit complaining and follow me. Not allowing any room for argument, Mizaki slowly stalks over to the mysterious feline, leaving me alone on the bench. Sigh deeply. I don't know why I bother. Fine, but I'm not touching it. Follow her lead, walking behind her. As we draw closer, the cat's ears perk up, we immediately stop in our tracks. It's gonna run away. Shh. Hearing us, the cat lazily turns its head in our direction. Its eyes glower at us in a brilliant green. I don't think he's happy, we disturbed his nap. It's a she. How do you know? Trust me, I've been around quite a few strays before. It doesn't really prove much, but I don't have the cat expertise to question her. Mizaki inches closer, I hold my breath as she deftly lays her hand on the cat's head. Surprisingly, it doesn't jump at her, instead focusing its attention on grooming itself. Okay. I'm gonna have to stop streaming in just a minute. We should name her. You're not thinking of taking it, are you? Of course not. I'm not allowed to anyway. She says this dejectedly as she strokes the cat's black fur. Getting a closer look, I notice its right ear is clipped as if it's been in a fight. What about Clipper? What kind of name is Clipper for a girl? You asked for a name, you didn't say it had to be good. What about Chocola? Chocola? It's perfect, don't you think? She has a black coat, I guess. Notification ping redirects my attention to my phone. Right, I should probably go ahead and pat the cat. Me and my camera, Mizaki, and Chocola. Chocola yawns but remains relatively unaffected by the picture. Now, just type your message and you've made your first pat. Alright. I'm sure what to type. I put something generic on rooftop with Mickey and Chocola. As I post the pat, I notice the timestamp on the update. It is really this late? We should probably get going now. But Chocola, I'm sure we'll see her again, probably, I think. Mizaki stands up, elbowing me playfully. Then I'll race you to the bottom of the stairs. Before I have a chance to react, Mizaki bolts away without warning. I speed after her, yelling in indignation, but smiling all the while. We don't just run into the bottom of the stairs, we stop only when we hit the gate, tapping the receptor in some twisted form of relay race. I win. You got a head start. Still won. You never did play fair. Take a moment to catch my breath before speaking again. Say Miki. Thanks for telling me. She looked confused for a moment, then seemed to remember. I should be the one thanking you. Huh? For what? For listening to what I had to say. I smile warmly. Of course. I'll see you later, Miki. Good night, Yama. She slides her card. The gate swings open. I head back to my apartment, relishing the crisp night air. My dread all but dissipated. Sleep comes quickly to me. Awake in a daze, staring emptily at the ceiling, my jaw is pounding in pain, and my lungs are still burning. It seems like drowning isn't great for your health. Who would have thought? I briefly checked the time. Still early. Way early. 6:24. And it looks like I've gotten yet another email. Well, perhaps you do have a chance that you are not looking for because it frightens you. What do you think is right, Mr. Troll, even if there are those who mock you or do not understand you? Best of luck. So accurate that I can only stare in disbelief. A single ridiculous thought comes to my mind. It's as if I'm speaking to myself. But that's just crazy, right? It can't be. I was there when the first replies came. They came quickly. They came consecutively. I didn't lapse. I didn't skip. But there are ways to schedule emails. What if I knew how I would respond? No, this is stupid and ridiculous. I just need to stop thinking. I hope you're right. None of my friends really get what's going on. I can't tell them either. What do you think the right choice is? There, the test. If the recipient knows what I'm talking about. Heh, I'm so paranoid. I stumble out of bed, change in my uniform, and then dig through the fridge for some breakfast, porridge, fruit, eggs. Yeah. Okay, and I'm gonna save. And I'm gonna stop streaming now. Because I streamed for a good, I think an hour and a half, a little more than that. So thanks for stopping by the stream. I might stream tomorrow. I don't know if I'll stream again tonight. Probably not. But this game is slowly picking up. There's just a lot of, it seems, unnecessary things in there. But I guess it's story building. Anyway, hopefully we get to the interesting stuff soon. Thanks for stopping by again. See ya.